this game? Is that the message to the players for this game?
Yeah, I think for the first time we were, offensively kind of played on our heels a little bit the other night. It was more evident even as you broke down the film and watched it. We just need to be aggressive. We need to make sure that guys know where their shots are coming from. Guys, continue to make plays for each other. The two previous games, I think we had 34 assists in the two previous games combined, which is a really good number. And you did that by attacking gaps and did that against some zone and some man-to-man. That was the thing that was, I think, frustrating for everybody, is we had seen some zone in the last couple games and executed well against it. So, getting the ball inside, dribble drive, and making some plays for each other, being aggressive when you have the shots to step up and knock them down is something that we've talked about the last 48 hours.
You talked a little bit after the game about Daniel has to have more than 5 shots and so forth. How much of that is Daniel calling for the ball more, and how much of it is his teammates getting it into him?
Well, I do think you're able to maybe defensively pay a little more attention to him because Robert being out. You know what I mean? Because I think you take your chances. Defensively at times, and so maybe you say, okay, we're gonna make some other guys beat you. It's always a combination. Our guards need to continually on the wing rip the ball through and look to feed the post. Every time we can get the ball into Daniel, the better. Now, sometimes against a zone, it's harder to do that. So you got to find different ways on some flashes, and I think some of the baskets he made were on those. Some offensive rebounds as well. And you still got to be disciplined enough to feed the post. So whenever you talk about post players not getting enough shots, it's usually a combination of the two. Not being assertive enough by that individual, and also the guards not maybe feeding the ball in there enough. The one thing that is always helps post players is if you can get them 8 to 10 points where it's post play. But then now you're talking easy baskets as well. Can you get one basket in transition? Can you get them 2 baskets on offensive rebounds? Can you get one basket where the guard drives and the help comes and you shovel pass it off to him? Well, now it's 18 points, and you haven't done anything else offensively. And that's when his numbers have been up there in the 12, 14, 16 range, that's where that's occurred.
Is there a need at all to keep these guys' confidence and everything up, or do you feel like it's a pretty resilient group?
I always say that when you're rebuilding, one of the key components in rebuilding is resiliency. You better be resilient. You better have a resilient group because it's a fragile situation when it comes down to putting the last game behind you, or if anything derails that a little bit, like some injuries or whatever the case might be, it puts you even in a more difficult situation. So staying positive, working hard, the best thing for players to do is to just keep putting in the time and keep putting in the effort and feel good about what they're doing and know that they're getting better and different things like that. So I haven't seen any issue with that. That's, again, those are, when you're in this position that we're in this process, there are character components that are every bit as important as anything else, and that's one of them.
One more.
All right, still have memories of the game last year against them in Greensboro?
No memories of that whatsoever. That was erased from the memory bank. I was more disappointed in the game there. Because it was such a quick turnaround and we had played so well 2 nights before. But that we play a 9 o'clock game or a late game in Miami, and then you got to play a Saturday game at noon in Boston. Kind of ticked me off a little bit, but I was more disappointed in that game because I thought we had played well enough to win that game. Yeah, but by the time we got to Greensboro and that run that we were on that last week, the second half we were done. I mean, we had no juice left whatsoever, just in terms of. And then guys tried. We had 24 offensive rebounds in that game. So I always say your energy level one of the components, a barometer for that is your offensive rebounding. We played well. Olivier had a great, unbelievable night. We didn't have anybody that could stop him.